Hi, my name is Xavier. I'm 30 years old and I'm a professional magician. I fell in love with magic at a very young age actually. I remember sitting in front of the TV, you know, one of those big old boxes, not like we have now. And I used to sit there every week and watch David Copperfield. Now, if you don't know who David Copperfield is, he's one of the best illusionists of all time. And I remember sitting there watching the TV, and he used to have all these people crowded around, and he'd put a jet right in the center. Everyone would hold hands. He'd come out, he'd do his talk, and suddenly the jet would disappear. And I think I was only about maybe 4 or 5 years old. And at that time, when I saw that magic, I thought, wow, one day I want to be a magician when I grow up. When I learnt my first card tricks, I was about 16 years old. I was doing a lot of research on the internet and I ordered a DVD teaching me how to do tricks. And at that point, I'd done magic before, obviously as a child, but this is when I really got into it. I started practicing every day. I would go to school, I would show the kids. My best friend used to come over and we would sit there. He would be opposite me and I'd have a little table. I'd show him a trick and then we'd go upstairs and get everyone at dinner. And that kind of gave me the confidence. And luckily, I was fortunate enough to meet a professional magician at that time. He was working at Broadbeach doing the restaurants, and we went along. I met him and kind of had a talk to him, and he invited me to my first gig, which was at Jupiter's Casino. Now at this point I was about 17, so I'd had a bit of practice. I was confident, done little shows, you know, at home, and so that was really my first introduction to what it's like being a professional magician. We all have these dreams, these wishes. We could fly, we could disappear, we could do things, and it's being able to think of that idea and make it reality, and then present that to someone and have them look at it and mess with their mind, question things, question their life, and take away, just for a moment, take that person out of their life. And they might have problems, they might be feeling down, and when you do magic to someone, just in that moment they forget, and they're there, right there with you, and that's what I love about it. So my specialty is mind reading. I used to do a lot of psychology, and I've kind of now come to combine the two. I have a fascination with the mind, and so magic's that perfect fusion, so we can turn it into mentalism and mind reading. My most memorable experience would have to be almost starting a cult. Now that sounds crazy, but it all started when I was performing my metal bending routine, where like the Matrix, I take a spoon and I look at it and it starts to just melt. And there was this lady standing at the back of one of my performances one day, and she was kind of watching me, and I was doing my effect, and I said, come over, and she came over. She was very shy, and she introduced herself, and anyway, she invited me over to lunch, and turns out that she was part of this group that believed that the world was going to end and that only those who had mastered their mind would survive. And so by the end of the lunch, it turns out that she wanted me to lead this group into this new space, this new world of being able to control matter. And we were talking about teleportation, levitating, and demons and all this weird, crazy thing. And it all started because I couldn't bend metal, and I think I got myself in a bit too deep for that one. For the general public, most people don't know about it, but when you start looking, if you start to a search how to do magic tricks or YouTube, there's a lot of content. So the best way to start out would be to do a search, have a look on YouTube, have a look at Google, see what you can find for free. The best way is learning the fundamentals. So starting with basic card tricks, basic sleight of hand, being able to take something and make it disappear. And then once you kind of get familiar and you've got a bit of a passion for magic,